Let's do it.
I'll fix it in post, David. How are you doing this week?
I'm doing well, Matt. How are you doing?
Good. We're a little bit better than we were last episode. A little more rested.
Rested, drier, sunnier.
Yep.
Now?
No, we're doing good. I'm real excited because through the magic of time, you're hearing this later, but we ended up at the Engineering Employer Fair.
Yeah, which is pretty impressive every year.
Yeah, hopefully I can grab Brian Houston at some point and have him on the show. For those who are interested, we're going to do kind of like clips. So as we grab people who are setting up and talking, we're going to interview and talk to them through the day.
With my journalism background, we call those vignettes.
There you go. Well, you actually have the degree in it.
Okay,
I'm just a geographer with delusions of grandeur.
I just used my degree.
There you go. Paying dividends. But even though we're here and it's fun, and I'm looking forward to talking to a bunch of alum and spending some time with the engineers, doesn't mean we don't have a calendar of events that we kind of want to remind people. It's getting towards the end of your opportunity to be involved with a bunch of these.
Yeah.
Because a couple days, men's and women's basketball are going to be down in Oakland.
That's true. A couple of days. So that would be next Sunday. Coming up, our women are playing the Panthers down at the Pete. That starts at 1 o'clock. Same thing, 1 o'clock. We're going to get a bunch of people together. Alum are asking to come out to watch the Lady Panthers take on Wake Forest Demon Deacons in volleyball. That'll be up at the Fitzgerald, but we'll have a pregame down at the Pete. So that also starts at 1 o'clock. The next day, 2 days later, 1 day later. 2 days.
No, it's Sunday and Monday, so it's the next day.
1 day later.
We're slightly better, folks.
one day later, Monday night, our men are traveling back down to the Pete to take on the Pitt Panther men at a 7 o'clock matchup. Again, we're going to do a pregame, but you know what? You can't show up if you don't let me know you're coming.
Yeah, you have to register.
Let me just throw this in. Here's a sweetener. Free food, free tickets. So free tickets to any of those games, but you got to let me know. DGJ, the number 7 at pitt.edu.
Yep.
You send me your information. You let me know you're an alum. I get your, an email, a phone number. We send you the tickets. We all get together for a good time down in Oakland. It's pretty simple stuff, man.
Yeah.
But you got to let me know you're coming. You just can't show up that night and say, hey, can I get a ticket? Because it's a little bit more complicated now. We got to send you the tickets, that sort of thing. So it's not just come as yours. I wish it was. Last 2 times I did it, had a great time. Had a lot of people show up. Keep an eye out. Come on down. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, we have plenty of different things going on there. And then at the middle of November, we're doing UPJ night at the Tomahawks again.
At the Tomahawks.
So the link for that to get your tickets, we negotiated a great deal, good discount, and we're able to secure that. So that link down below, buy your tickets, come spend the time with us, hang out, and you can see some great hockey. They've been some interesting games down there the last couple of weeks. So I think that tradition is going to continue. It's always a great time to turn out and hang out with us. So there's 3 or 4 different things coming up here before Thanksgiving that are really exciting that we need you to be a part of.
One last quick plug I want to put in, because one of the things I just want to say that's so impressive about coming to this event each year is just the number of UPJ alum.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even talking UPJ alum that are working in the businesses, but UPJ alum that own those businesses. So if you're within earshot again, I'm going to put another plug out for our business directory.
Yep.
If you're a UPJ-owned business, again, contact me via email. We'll get you into that. Get you into that directory. I think we're probably about 150, a little bit more now.
We're collecting them. Yeah. The way for those, if you don't go back and listen to the episode where we go through it with everybody, including Nathan, who helped put it together, and Kim Dorchak. But UPJ Alumni First Business Directory, we want to make sure we're promoting our own businesses. We're a community. We support each other, and that means your business. So our first crop is out there. We're adding, and hopefully every quarter or so, we're going to be able to update that. So if you want to be on our next push, which is hopefully going to be around Thanksgiving time frame, effectively when I have enough free time to sit down and do an update, you make sure you get it to David.
And if you want to find those businesses, you can go to the to our main website.
upj.pitt.edu. There's an alumni tab, and right under there is a business first
It's
directory.
Nicely organized. So if you're looking for a dog sitter, go under dog sitter. If you're looking for a dentist, go under dentist.
You and I were looking at event venues yesterday or something, and it was right there.
There it was.
And
So,
we're going to do I'm working on the master list
Yeah.
and stuff. So this is an evolution that is going to continue to progress as it goes forward. But a big part of that is having you and your business part of it.
Yep. We want to encourage alumni. Use alumni first. That's my plug.
So I'm excited for all these things, and we're going to go full steam ahead to the end of the term.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, then what you're hopefully going to hear next is a bunch of cool, fun interviews we sat down and recorded with alumni through our whole event here. Before we talk to some of the great folks that are here today, I think it would be appropriate if we talked to the architect of today's event, Brian Houston from Engineering. Brian, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for inviting me.
What is this?
This is, it's called the Engineering and Computer Science Employer Day. And it has a philosophical grounding because we don't call it a career fair, because it's not really just a career fair. Part of the reason for that is we require freshmen to come and research companies, and a lot of times they don't leave here with a job, but we're trying to teach them how to make a resume and how to talk to people, and so it's kind of a training thing. We really view it as companies partnering with us to give students good skills so that when they are seniors, they can really effectively get that job that they want. And that's a long process. So we rely upon recruiters to kind of give them feedback and let them see how their peers are dressing and talking. So they learn a lot in this atmosphere that we just can't teach them in a classroom. So that's why it's not called a career fair, because it's about more than just getting a job.
How many people, different companies, organizations are here today?
Well, today we have 71 companies, which is pretty good. Our highest we've ever had a few years ago, we had 84 companies. Our roots, we started off 18 years ago.
That's the next question was, what's the history? So,
yeah, it's really kind of interesting because 18 years ago, I had not been here that long. My background was at large universities, so when I didn't even realize the size of this university when I came to teach here. I was just here to teach. So I just presumed there was a job fair here that they would go to. And one day a student of mine came in and he goes, "Why don't we have a job fair?" And I said, "We don't have a job fair?" He goes, "No, we always have to go to Pitt, Oakland, or Penn State or somewhere else to go to job fairs." And I said, "Well, that's kind of ridiculous. We're just going to have a job fair." So that first year, I just called people. I didn't know many people. Got 11 companies to come here and recruit. That was our start. 18 years later, we had to make some changes. We require engineering students to come to this event. They don't actually always know how important it is. So that's a key component, really, of this, is requiring them so that employers want to come, because there's lots of students. So we probably have 300 students walk through here today. That's a lot.
It's been
That's
a lot
of students. And it's just grown ever since. We had a little dip during COVID, like everybody did, but the year after COVID broke, we had 84 recruiters. My hopes are someday to get 100. I'd like to fill this whole building. I'd like to have 700 engineering students too. That would be great. They kind of go hand in hand. So last year we had actually 62 alumni recruiting at this event. So a lot of them look at it as a badge of honor to come back here and recruit their peers for their company.
It's amazing when we do so many of these events, and we're going to actually hear from some of those alum throughout the rest of the show that we've talked to or will talk to. But the over the years, where I got into this firm from an event like this, or from this event, and then I said, "Hey, I know a guy. The class behind me was good. Hire them, hire her." Next thing you know, 2/3 of the company are our alum.
And it's just very typical here. I don't want to say that I caused this to happen, but part of the reason I came to work at this university was these students are so grounded in reality.
Mm-hmm.
They come out of this program, they want to work. They're not theoretical in their heads. They want to make a difference. They want to build things. They want to be out in the workforce actually making things happen. And that's pretty unique. I've attended 6 universities in different capacities. When I interviewed here, it was totally unique. I had never seen anything like it. And that was part of the reason that I wanted to be here, was the students are very grounded and unique and hardworking.
Yeah.
And honestly, probably give me more than I give them. I mean, it's just an amazing environment. These students are the best people I think I've ever worked with in my life.
I would echo that as a faculty member. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of a partnership than anything else.
Absolutely. And honestly, I don't know that the students know how special they are.
They don't.
I try to tell them.
Yeah.
I don't know that they believe me.
I think I'd agree with that. They've never seen it.
They didn't
other
see
places
anything
where
else.
we would have seen over the years different program. Where
Absolutely. They have nothing to compare it to.
They have nothing to.
We're the only ones because
Yeah.
we're old.
Yeah.
You know.
Aging rapidly by
Yes.
the day.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold you too much. I know there's still a lot going on, but do you want to take 2 seconds and plug what are we doing this spring?
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you for asking. So ASCE, which is the American Society of Civil Engineers, they have different regions in the country, and every region hosts a regional student symposium. We're hosting this year, April 17th to 19th in 2026. We've hosted several times before. This will be the 4th time I've hosted, but this year's different because it's twice as big. They combined a couple regions. So we're going to have about 450 students from 23 plus universities from the Ohio border to like the Eastern Seaboard, doing concrete canoe, steel bridge, 3D printing competition, sustainable development. Probably have another job event like this because it's students from lots of different universities, so different kind of recruiting event. And if there's anybody out there that would like to help us sponsor it, I mean, we do have to raise some money for this. Feel free to get in touch with me at bhouston@pitt.edu, BHOUSTON at PITT.edu, and I'll send you a brochure. Maybe you'd want to have a spot at that recruiting table because it'll be 450 of the top tier students in this region coming to this event.
I will put your email in the description of this show like we do
Awesome.
with ours, so if anyone didn't quite get or I didn't hear that, it'll be right there. You just go down and look, and there'll be
That's
people
great.
can click it to there too. And we haven't quite finished everything, but you have me scheduled for like live streaming or something?
What's that?
We're live streaming parts of this?
I'm hoping we're live streaming.
Okay.
We have lots of competitions, especially the steel bridge competition. They live streamed it last year, and there's a lot of students back at their home schools that can't travel because of cost, but they want to see it happening while it's happening.
Yep.
They want to see their teams and support their teams. So we're hoping that we can do that at that event, hoping that everyone out there will watch because it should be a very interesting event.
Well, I think you and I have a meeting at some point to set up now that we're past soil judging to sit down and start planning for that.
I'm sure
We'll
we
help you.
will, and I'm very excited about that opportunity. The people at this university are great to work with. Students are great. It's just a very unique environment in the world as far as I can tell.
It's fantastic. Brian, thanks for always including us in this event as well from the alumni, and we're glad to help out and talk to some of these great folks.
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad to welcome our first group to the engineering fair, career fair today. Who do we have?
My name's Ryan Martin.
And Carol Knowles.
Where are you both? Same company?
Yes.
What's the company? Let's plug the company.
PLA Group.
Okay, where are they out of?
So we have 3 offices. We have one in Ephrata, PA, one in State College, and one in Butler.
Great. You're both alum.
Yes.
Do you want to share your graduation years?
I graduated in 2004.
And I graduated in 2020.
All right. What kind of engineering?
Civil engineering.
Both civil?
Civil,
Yes.
yep.
So that's a little different of the experience. Certainly, you were not. We didn't in our because you're about my generation, Carol, of time frame. We didn't have the pandemic
Correct.
to deal with.
Yes.
But what drew you to engineering as a field?
I can go. I definitely. I know I have at least a long story for it. Back in third grade, I think we did my one teacher in elementary school wanted to do a project on the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. Basically, just what would pique somebody's interest. Want to try to recreate a model of it and kind of showcase that at like an event night for them. And I fell in love with it at that time. Realized I'd love to be a bridge engineer, and oddly enough, Carol is my aunt. So
Okay.
she, going to Pitt Johnstown in the past and being a civil engineer, she helped me out with that project. And ever since, I just knew I wanted to be an engineer. My parents and my teachers all said I'd be a great engineer, and stuck with it. Not doing bridge work, though, but civil engineering nonetheless.
Carol, what drew you to engineering?
I always like to figure out how things worked. I tore things apart. My mom did not appreciate that, but I did tear everything apart, and wanted to see how it worked out. And I enjoyed mathematics and science through school, and that was one of the things that came up when they said, "Hey, what would be a good career for me?"
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why you hear that story a lot from engineers. I like breaking things and then putting them back together and figuring out why they work. What drew you to UPJ, Carol? Because you would have been first, kind of in the family tree. So,
Yes.
did you follow somebody else, or were you?
I did not. So first one, I didn't follow anybody here. So more of a country person. I did not like the city's lifestyle. So it was between Pitt or Penn State, the two large colleges in Pennsylvania. So I went to both of them, and I preferred the campus life here. So.
And did you think anywhere else, or you were like, I'm going to follow in this path, I know it works?
I definitely had this on my list to begin with. I also kind of looked at Penn State. I didn't necessarily want to, do 2 years one place, 2 years at another.
Yeah.
So I also looked at Pitt, Maine. I loved the campus, but realized that the same program, their Swanson School of Engineering, I was the first official class to come through that had the full Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering here. So,
at Johnstown, yeah.
Yes.
Compared to, for those who don't remember, we had an engineering technology program
Which is what I went through.
back, and then it had done, so you're with the first class with that switchover.
Yep, that we were actually going through the ABET accreditation the entire time. So it was kind of interesting to see a lot of people kind of stopping in and checking on the accreditation process. But, that's what kind of drew me here, knowing I can get the full 4-year degree here. Loved the small feel of the campus, and it was a lot more hands-on than theory approach that Penn State was offering and Pitt, Maine was offering.
Well, we're glad to have you, and we're glad you showed up here today to hang out with us a little bit and certainly
Absolutely.
find some potential new talent. And we were great. If people want to know more about the company, because I like promoting them too. Could we direct them to a webpage or?
Yeah, so if you Google ELA Group, it'll come up. We also have some QR codes on our table if you stop by.
Okay.
So,
Find the webpage. The QR code's not going to be available to you.
well, it's www.elagroup.com.
That'd be perfect.
So, yes.
Well, thank you both for coming and spending some time and stopping and getting all the free swag that we had to offer at the alumni table.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
Cool.
Bill, welcome to the show.
Thank
Introduce
you.
yourself to our audience.
I'm Bill Furco with SAI Consulting Engineers. I graduated from the Civil Engineering Technology program back in 1996, so it was a great 4 years. Kind of set me up really good for my career right now. Where I'm working at, I've been at the company the entire time since I got my master's degree at Pitt, Maine after I finished my degree here and moved to Pittsburgh and got my job at SAI. Started as an entry-level structures engineer and gradually worked my way up, and now I'm a vice president with the company 28 years later.
That's such a story that we hear so many times with the engineers. I started there and now I'm a VP. I'm a part owner. I bought the whole company. That it just seems like everyone it's such a common story that people find a good spot with a
Right.
great degree and just love working there.
Right.
What kind of projects does that entail for those for those of us who aren't engineering minded?
We're predominantly a transportation engineering company, so we have offices all over Pennsylvania. We have our corporate headquarters is in the city of Pittsburgh, downtown. We have a Harrisburg office and a Philadelphia office. And then we also have a Lake Mary office, which is between Daytona and Orlando in Florida.
Oh wow, nice.
So, but mostly all.
So everyone's
transportation.
clamoring to get to that one in the winter.
Yeah, a lot of times.
You
Yeah,
have to work down there. It's imperative to that project.
definitely is
In
so.
February.
Yes.
What made you come here to UPJ? What made, when you were looking for schools, did you always wanted to come here, or did?
Well, I always wanted to do something, that was more constructive, and I lived about 20 minutes from the campus here, so I was pretty familiar with Pitt Johnstown and the engineering program, and it just fit for me. So I didn't have to go far, I didn't have to look too far, and then once I got in here, the program was very hands-on. So it was a lot of the technical with backing it up with real hands-on experiences.
Okay, yeah.
And a lot of the professors too had, real life experiences. So they were able to relate how it was to work in business and then do the education and the technical stuff here.
I think that's one of the cool things that I've always heard about our engineering program is it's so much built around that concept of like real world experience.
Yes.
Not just I studied to be an engineering professor. We have professors that are engineers
Right.
who teach.
When we were mixing the concrete, testing the soils, it gave us the real life experience before we had a chance to go out and have to do it.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Did you always want to be an engineer?
I think so. I did dabble though when I started here. I started out with a little bit of mechanical, then said no, went to electrical, and I'm like, no, that's what my dad did. And then it's like, civil seems like the right spot, and that was the right landing spot for me.
So engineering runs in the family.
He was more occupational, like he did all his stuff, as a technician. So he wasn't an actual engineer, but I was around it. My grandfather was a plumber, so plumbers, electricians, some carpentry. So it had to be something in that field for me. That's what I liked.
That's a pretty neat thing. You lived on campus, or
I did.
commuted?
Yeah, I was one of the first people. I think my sophomore year got to live here in the Living Learning Center whenever it first opened, and it.
So you're coming actually, literally, gonna go check out your old dorm room, maybe?
I know it's on the other end of the building, but it still was like moving into a hotel at first compared to some of the other dorms.
Oh yeah, very much
But
so.
the other dorms were really good because there was a lot more of a community
Yeah.
in those dorms. So whenever the Pirates didn't make it to the playoffs, we were all there in the lobbies watching it on like probably a 15-inch TV,
Yep.
But it was fun just being with everybody and getting to do that as a group.
There's some of those generational things that never change. That's why the show's named the Tuck Shop Podcast, because the Tuck Shop has always been the Tuck Shop across
Yes.
any generation. Pirates being disappointment, also universal to many Pitt generations.
We
UPJ.
still love them. We still love them.
We do. I tell you what, but at least everyone knows that pain, that suffering.
Right.
Hey, we're only a couple months away from opening day on that one.
That's right.
If people want to learn more about your company, where can we send them to do a little research? Or that sounds exactly what I'm looking for.
Right, we're on a website. We have our own website at www.saiengr.com. So we have most of our projects on there. We have job openings on there. Talks about all of our offices and the products that we do. So we're on LinkedIn. Most of our staff is on LinkedIn, so people can see us there. We also go to a lot of professional organizations like ASHI and ABCD and ASCEs and stuff. So we have a good group of people that attend these events, and our folks love to network and meet new people. And that's one thing we try to encourage with students is get out, go to these events, because you're going to meet your future colleagues, bosses, clients. So it's best to go out, meet them now, and people are going to remember you. So get out, make those connections. That's the best way to succeed in this industry.
I'm real excited. It's great to have you at the event. I'm glad you could come spend some time with us on the show today.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me.
Josh, welcome. Why don't you introduce yourself to our audience?
Thank you very much. Josh Fetzko, alumni from UPJ.
What year?
2009. So almost 20 years. Civil engineering degree from this great program here at Pitt Johnstown. And married my wife, who's also an alumnus, Lacey Fetzko. She's a graduate of 2008, December.
What was her degree in?
She was in a communications and French minor at the time.
French minor?
French minor,
okay.
Yes. Yeah. Really...
Does that come in handy?
Not anymore, because
Okay.
we don't speak French in the house anymore. It was when she went to the Sorbonne for a year, or she did a summer study abroad program, so that
Okay.
came in handy there. But it was a passion of hers, and that's what she wanted to do. She was just like, I'm going to do it. I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, no, happy to be here and happy to be at the Alumni Day.
That's it's fantastic. We're glad to have you. What drew you to UPJ originally when
So-
you were looking?
So when I was looking originally at UPJ, what
yeah.
drew me here? So I'm a local.
Okay.
We're both, my wife and I both were local. We live in Johnstown, around the outskirts. Went to school, not too far away here, high school, elementary. So UPJ was always prevalent. We were always up here. Richland was like the epicenter of shopping. So we knew UPJ, knew how beautiful the campus was, and what it offered here. We did so many events here in high school and things like that. So it was just always in that back of your mind that this was here. Sequestered in Western Pennsylvania.
Sure.
And, when I did a couple tours, I went to, Pitt Oakland campus. I did Drexel, things like that. It never was anything as nice as UPJ can offer because it's all here. I mean,
Yeah.
everything's here. You don't have to worry about owning a vehicle. That's nice. You could just walk to class, walk to your dorms. Everything's accessible. So perfect place to be, close to home, but also far enough away from my parents that I could be on campus. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Did you always know engineering was in your future, or did that take a couple of starts to figure out?
It kind of was one of those things that I had the thought process, and at the time, Dr. Samples was head of the division.
I actually worked for Dr. Samples for a while.
My wife did for a while, too, when he was interim president, before Jem took over. And he used to host a lot of engineering career fairs here and, take you through the program, show you the building, talk about what they do. Because, again, I'm a 17-year-old kid. I don't really know what an engineer does or what that capability is.
Yeah.
But Dr. Samples had a passion for it, his background being in the Army Corps and things like that.
Sure.
Very big personality.
Very much so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good person to have those conversations with young students to be able to talk about a design side and an actual practical, to say, I used to blow stuff up in the military, but I was a civil engineer.
Yep.
I used to build bridges to go across gorges to get a tank from point A to point B. Very attention grabbing type of person, and talking about
That's certainly a much better ploy for the undeclared students when you let me show you this bridge I built after we blew something up.
Correct.
Then
Yeah, correct. Or I designed
here's a
this.
book we're going to read
or
this
here's
term.
a piece of paper and it's black and white, and I designed this and drew this in CAD.
Yeah.
No, here's a picture of a charge I set off, and I designed it and how I dropped it.
Yeah.
And then that's what we did.
versus me with my little globe hoping for the best.
Correct. Yeah. And I think the one big thing that drew me at the time was, I was looking for what I was going to do future-wise and what could be a real nice sort of, guarantee, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
But at the time, it was, if you could make it through this program, 18-credit program every year, semester, 4 years, everybody graduated, everybody got a job. We were a 100% placement program. And that's one of the things that stuck with me in my mind when I applied to UPJ was like, if I can get through it and somehow graduate, I will have a job and I won't have to worry about it, like not using that skill set. And that's really what drew me to come to UPJ.
That's and kind of brought you back. You're looking for people today.
Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky to have a career in engineering, have a career in construction, work for a lot of really good companies that allow me to give back. I've been here as a mentor for students for 10 years for estimating competition through our construction association. Have sat on the a board for advising for the ABET accreditation for UPJ. But it was always an important thing to graduate through this program and then be able to come back and give back to it because it gave a lot to me.
It's what company are you representing today?
So today I'm representing the family companies, we call them. It's Trumbull Corporation, PJ Dick, and the Lindy Group.
Okay.
Proudly, I work for Goalsec Construction, which is an arm of the Lindy Group. That's like our asphalt and concrete division. And then I know just from being here, I have a lot of alumni that still work in my office from here at UPJ. We outnumber the Penn Staters in our office.
That's what we like to hear.
3-1 at least. Clayton, our president, is actually a graduate from like 1985 or 89.
You have to tell him you're on the show, and then we'll get him on one time
I'll have
too.
to figure out how to tell him how to listen to it, and figure that all out. No, happy to be here. Happy that you guys are.
Well, and it's really exciting, and that's why I like plugging the companies and stuff, because those are a key part of the community that makes it up. You and I were talking before we went on the air and it was so great because you reflect back my militant pro UPJ energy. We're very proud of this campus and this institution. John, like UPJ is our home.
Absolutely. I mean, as far as UPJ goes, it's crazy to come back year after year and see how things evolve. But also, I was here through whenever we did the renovation to the Engineering and Science Center and took on, the robotics division and the chemical division and the nursing school, and still have the original engineering building inside of the engineering. For those engineering students that haven't come back yet, you can still see and touch the original walls that are still in there. We kept those.
When we'll do alumni tours, you actually can walk in and you tell people, hey, this is the exterior. No, and then there's the keystone. There's that
there's
date.
the keystone, there's the plaque.
Wait a minute,
And that's the building I went to when I was here, not necessarily the new building here. But it's just it's neat because, again, I'm local. I'm still local. I brought my kids to the Pastoral Performing Arts Center for shows here, where I've seen countless of them. My wife used to be on a dance team here when she was here countless years ago. So now we get to bring our daughters to see the Nutcracker at a place that her and I shared as a key part of us growing up.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd use the phrase countless years ago in reference to your...
I feel like it because, trust me, whenever I go back to seminar and Houston introduces me as one of those people that graduated when he first started teaching here, that makes me feel really old. Specifically whenever he's like, remember, these kids were not born before 2000. It's like, yeah.
No, we were talking about that earlier with the group, too, that I'm seeing a lot of my students from geosciences running around because Brian was kind enough to open up to our soil team and our GIS program and
Absolutely.
stuff. And they're all horribly young.
I mean, when I come back every year still, again, this is our 10th year for our estimating competition coming back and mentoring students that have a thought process they want to try construction. And then you're talking to them and trying to explain to them, we're going to still print plans out. And they're like, well, why don't you just look at them on a computer? I'm like, because that's not how I was trained from my mentors. I still print stuff out. I like to feel it, touch it. And I said, you guys will learn the same thing. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to see how they develop. It's a lot of fun to see the next generation come through. And it's also challenges you as a leader to try to adapt how to talk
very much
to students.
So. Trying to get them to understand. When the first time somebody broke out an iPad, it was just like, are you messing? No, they're taking full notes. They're annotating the book. And it's like, everything we used to do on paper.
Yep. I used to have, my notebooks are still in a tote at home from all my classes. They're like, I have an app for that now.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay.
So on top of everything else, you got to deal with Janisek. So now we get to have our little survivors group.
Yes, we can. I can be number 2. You can be number 1. No,
but David's been great for us on the alumni side.
Absolutely,
and certainly for the show.
Absolutely, I see him. He's promoting it all the time on LinkedIn, and every time I see it, I share it. So
we appreciate that.
It gets out there. I really particularly like the alumni highlight on LinkedIn. That's a good thing. I think that's really cool to see some of my peers I've seen come through there. That I'm kind of curious on where they are. So that's kind of neat. I myself was one of them because my wife sponsored me, so I had to return the favor someday and get her out there.
There you go. Yeah.
So it's a really cool connection you guys have, the UPJ alumni, because
we're very proud of the work we can do and try to bring these kind of stories out and get people out and engage in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
Including this.
Yeah, this is great.
Josh, thanks for coming and spending time with us on the show today.
Absolutely. Anytime. Looking forward to the next one.
Enjoy the rest of your day here at the fair.
I shall.
We continue to collect stories from alumni who come to our event. Jebediah, welcome to the show. Introduce yourself to the folks in our audience.
My name's Jedediah Elam. I graduated in 2020, which was a really memorable year. And I've been in the industry now in civil engineering for the last 4 years. I recently Became a PE about a month ago, so I'm pretty excited about that.
For those not in the engineering world, what is PE?
A PE is a professional engineer.
Okay.
And so what that means is after the 4 years of college that was required, I also did a master's for another year or two, but after the required 4 years of college, I passed a fundamentals of engineering exam and got certified as an EIT, which is engineering training.
Okay.
And then after 4 years of in industry under various other professional engineers, I sat for my professional test, which is an 8-hour exam on everything I've ever wanted to know and way more. And I was able to pass that, which was a huge relief for me. And it's kind of the last big benchmark in my professional career before I just get to be a professional engineer for the rest of my life.
Now go make money.
Yeah.
What's the when you were looking at careers, was it always engineering for you, or did you come to it a kind of a different way?
100% different. So as you can tell, I'm a little bit older. I was a non-traditional student. So I'm actually a high school dropout. And when I was a little child, I dreamed of being an engineer just because that's the way my brain works. And then, where I grew up, there wasn't a lot of opportunities. So I kind of had a troubled youth situation, which, I'm not sure, not sure who knows that yet, but, that's a little tidbit about me. Ended up dropping out of high school, moving out here to Pennsylvania, where originally I'm from the Pacific Northwest. And then out here, you do the whole thing. You meet a woman, she inspires you to do something fun. They write an article in the newspaper about how awesome UPJ engineering is, and she says, hey, why don't you try that? So I started school when I was 24, and then, it was all kind of history from there. Being non-traditional was definitely a crazy experience, and I think it set me apart in school because I had to pay for it, so... I really tried. And
it's
a
little different mindset, isn't it? When you're oh, you guys don't quite understand quite yet what this is like when you're paying for this.
Yep, I was the annoying gentleman at the front of every class with my hand raised. Like, it was a one-on-one with every professor. That's why I'm so close with Brian Houston over there. I really just ate up every bit of education I could. Because, if I'm paying for it, I'm getting something out of it.
How did you settle on your particular variety of engineering with all the different programs?
I just love bridges and structures and big things that people find ways to make stay up for a long time. And so, when I drive through Pittsburgh, my wife will grab the steering wheel because I'm like staring at some bridge over there, kind of not, not paying attention to the road, paying attention to all the big structures around me. So because of that definitely, pushed me into structural engineering specifically. Obviously, civil engineering is such a broad thing that I just learned early that I'd have to be adept in all of it. So here I am.
What company are you working for today to kind of give them a plug?
I probably should have led with that. So I work for Somerset Engineering.
Okay.
Local, about 30 minutes south of here in Somerset, Pennsylvania. We have a nice building right in the center of town, and our specialty is, or my specialty in particular, is all of the big windmill farms you see all around this part of our country. We go out and we do the civil design for those. And then that obviously leads into stormwater design and that kind of stuff, and all of that's required from permitting. So,
have you ever been back to one of these before, as a recruiter?
Yes, this is my second one here.
Okay.
Yeah, this was something I knew was very important for me, and so I come back every chance I get. I actually, another fun tidbit, I actually coach rugby here, so I'm here 3-4 days a week, engaging with all the students and whatnot. So,
well, that's great. Anything going on with the rugby you want to kind of let our audience know?
All right, so we have a home game on.
This will be on Wednesday coming up.
Okay, cool. So then we qualified for playoffs as the top seed. We were undefeated in our own division, and so we will be hosting Friday the 24th. And obviously if we win that game, then we'll be hosting Friday the 31st, which will be a Halloween game. The 24th, you can look on social medias about our we're trying to support cancer research and stuff like that. And so we have a couple nonprofits that our students actually came up to me with and said, hey, can we do an event for this? So our students are gaining sponsors for a tackle-a-thon where their sponsors pay a certain amount of money per tackle. It is a big tackle sport, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So all of that money, 100% of that money will go directly to these nonprofits that my students identified, and then that's on the 24th. So it'll be a 7:30 kickoff down at the field inside the track. I encourage all students to come down. We'll have bleachers down there. I'd love to see, I love seeing faculty down there, staff down there. It really is a big fun event.
Well, that'll be great. We got to get people out to that, so
Yeah.
we'll make sure we promote.
I appreciate
They can find the details on the fundraiser. That's what UPJ Rugby social media.
I'm old, so I do Facebook.
Yeah.
The kids tend to put it on Slack, or not Slack, Instagram. I don't know what they do. All the other apps that the young kids do, they'll make sure you can see it if you open your phone.
Very good. Well, thanks a bunch for coming and supporting this cause, and hopefully we get a good turnout for your game as well.
All righty, sir. Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Have a great one.
Yeah, you too.
The Tuck Shop podcast is recorded live on the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown campus. Update your contact information with us by visiting johnstown.pitt.edu/alumni. Connect with us online via Facebook and LinkedIn, or consider donating to the university at give2, that's giveto.pitt.edu/giveupj.
This has been a production of Quantum Wave Media. Views expressed do not necessarily reflect the opinion of the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown.